Good morning, Western Washington, and happy Monday. I'm Matthew Fab with Western Washington Weather. And today our storm is here, and we've got a lot to talk about today in terms of the wind, the rain, and the mountain snow. So let's get into it here. You can see the front is moving across Western Washington right now. We have a lot of rain over the Seattle metro area with some pretty heavy pockets there, including over downtown Seattle right now. And so that's creating a pretty slow commute at times with all that heavy rain on the roads there. You can see the front is starting to clear the coast there. Taking a look at the satellite imagery, you can see the storm moving into Vancouver Island there, and you can see the front pushing across Western Washington. There's going to be some strong winds as this front moves through and after it, and then that westerly surge down the Strait of Juan de Fuca. So let's take a look right now at current wind gusts. You can see Whidbey Island is hitting 50. So let's make that a little bit bigger there. 56 miles an hour at Whidbey Island, 46 so far in Everett, 61 miles an hour just now at Quillayou Airport between Forks and La Push. And Hoquiam currently hitting 44, although it did gust to 59 there earlier this morning. You can see gusting up to 29 in Olympia and 24 in Tacoma. Those winds are coming for the lowlands. They just are not here yet. And note at Whidbey, this is a southeasterly gust ahead of the storm. The strongest gust will be westerly gusts moving down the strait, and that will be coming later today. And also taking a look at the PSE power outage map right now, you can see some scattered outages across Whidbey and parts of the Kitsap Peninsula and north of Seattle there, and parts of Skagit and Whatcom counties. Total of 39 outages and only 1,170 customers out right now. I expect that number will increase significantly throughout the day. So let's take a look at the forecast for those winds. You can see those southeasterly winds this morning on the European model. Pick those up, but by 10 a.m. you can see the European model shows winds peaking across parts of the region here, with Bellingham gusting toward 57 miles per hour there, and Whidbey Island with the southeasterlies gusting up to 53 miles an hour. You can see 50 to 55 miles an hour on the coast. And then take a look at this. From Everett through Seattle and Olympia, you can see gusts of 40 to 45 miles an hour, with some gusts from SeaTac to Olympia over 45 miles an hour. That would definitely bring some power outages and some downed tree branches and stuff like that, especially with this being the first significant storm of the season. And then you can see that westerly wind surge there across the Strait of Juan de Fuca through this evening, with gusts up to 55 miles per hour and probably locally higher across Whidbey Island, Dungeness Spit, parts of the Port Townsend area there. And then the San Juan's also gusting 55 miles an hour in the earlier part of the storm there. So you can see overall this is going to be a pretty strong storm for most of the area. You can see winds in the mountains gusting 45 to 55 miles an hour. So please don't be in the backcountry today, as there will be blowing snow and very strong winds at some of the higher levels in the mountains there. Let's take a look at a higher resolution forecast. This is the NAM model. As we play this through today, you can see it picks up the southeasterly winds this morning across parts of Whidbey Island and areas from Everett northward, and then it picks up the 55 to 60 mile an hour gusts on the coast quite well, including that one up at La Push there. And then you can see it's a little bit off on the timing for these winds. It shows 8 a.m. winds already gusting over 40 miles an hour for the metro area. This is probably a few hours too early, but you can see it does show as far as peak winds for the metro area, it shows the strongest out of any of the forecasts, with gusts of 45 to 50 miles an hour for Everett, Seattle, Tacoma, and Olympia. This is probably a little bit too strong. I don't necessarily think that we will reach 50 miles an hour for the metro area, but it's definitely possible. And also take note that this does show up to 59 miles an hour for Port Angeles there. That would be a pretty strong wind for that area, so heads up for that. And then take a look at the westerly surge there down the strait. You can see gusts of 50 to 55 miles an hour included with that there, especially hitting Whidbey Island, Dungeness Spit, and those areas, some areas of southern Vancouver Island there as well. So the NAM shows an even stronger storm than the European model does. And finally, let's take a look at the high-resolution rapid refresh model. This one, if we just play it through all the way, we can take a look at what it shows. It shows, again, 45 to 50 mile an hour gusts between Tacoma and Olympia. Shows a little bit of a area of calmer winds between Federal Way and Seattle, but that's kind of an outlier on the forecast. No other forecasts have shown that. But take a look at the high resolution rapid refresh from Edmonds northward. It shows gusts of 50 to 55 miles per hour there, and you can see gusts up to 60 miles an hour for Bellingham, and then 50 to 55 on the coast, and then 40 to 45 for most of the lowlands, with the exception of that 50 plus area there between Olympia and Tacoma. And then you can see strong gusts in the mountains as well. And that westerly surge on the strait, this one brings it a little bit further south, with gusts up to 60 miles an hour for parts of Port Townsend there and southern Whidbey Island, and then 55 again up there right along the strait. So overall, this is going to be a very windy system. There's definitely potential for tree damage and power outages across the area, especially with this being the first major storm of the year, with all the leaves still on the trees in a lot of places. So stay tuned for updates on that as we go through today. So now let's take a look at the radar. You can see the high resolution rapid refresh model, it picked up this rain across the area pretty well this morning. You can see that's some snow in the mountains there, and you can see the rain tapers off by around 11 a.m. as that front moves through and the winds increase across the area. And then you can see we have some pretty strong convergence zone bands in the mountains there. That could lower the snow level and bring some heavy snow at times to Snoqualmie Pass and Stevens Pass as well. And as we play this through this evening, you can see just a couple of convergence zone bands near Snoqualmie and Stevens passes. So big heads up if you're going to be traveling those passes. These convergence zone bands can drop the snow level, drop the visibility, and worsen the road conditions very quickly. So heads up for that, and you can see some more showers early Tuesday morning across parts of western Washington before those diminish. Taking a look at Stevens Pass right now, you can see that there is some snow on the roadway, and it is snowing currently. This should pick up some more throughout the day today. And now let's take a look at total rain. You can see where those convergence zone bands are, and there's some enhanced precipitation in the mountains. The coast is likely to get a ½ inch to an inch out of this system. The lowlands will not get all that much. From Everett southward, likely only a ½ inch or so, maybe a ½ inch by Olympia and Bremerton and Shelton. And then from Everett northward, you can see up to a ½ inch for places like Bellingham and Mount Vernon. And then you can see in the mountains, the snow is mainly going to be relegated to areas above 3,500 feet. You can see 3 or 4 inches at Stevens Pass, up to 5 inches to 6 inches at White Pass, and only a couple inches at Snoqualmie. That could change if a heavy convergence zone shower moves over, but overall, this system is still a little bit too warm for that snow all the way down at pass level, but do be prepared if you're crossing the passes today. Just wanted to mention also, this is a great time to join my Western Washington Weather Facebook group. I'll put a link to that in the description. You can share all of your updates in real time to everyone in the group so we all know what's going on across Western Washington. It's a great time to join. We've got 427 members, and it would be great to see it keep growing. So go ahead and join that. I'll put the link in the description. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and share these videos. With all this weather going on, subscribing and ringing the bell is the best way to help Western Washington Weather grow and help you stay tuned. So stay safe out there, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow.